This is the F and G show.
The F&G show.
Over a glass of wine. And today we're going to talk about
What is it?
watches. These smart watches.
Yes, smartwatches.
What smartwatch do you wear?
I have a Samsung smartwatch.
And
I love it.
And see, I would prefer the Apple Watch, even though I wear Movado watches, but I like the Apple for the simple fact is the clarity of the Apple Watch to me. It's just I can see it better than the Samsung watches to me look cheaper than the Apple watches. No offense to your watch.
Did you hear what he said? Cheaper.
So what do you like about the?
Like I said, Samsung. There's something about Samsung. I have a Samsung phone, and I have a Samsung watch. Now, and I have an iPad and I have a Mac. So you're trying to figure out why in the world do I not have everything as Mac? Because there's something about the Samsung watch that is just simply amazing. And same thing with the Samsung phone. But the watch is just, the Apple Watch has got that it's kind of square and it's got like a hump. It's kind of fat. It looks fat to me. So it's kind of like fat. And then it's maybe easy to hit something because it's so doggone. It sits all the way up here on your wrist. And I don't like all that high stuff on my wrist. It's kind of fat.
Never thought of that. Never thought of it.
It sits too high. And the Samsung is round. The Apple Watch is square, but Samsung's round. And I don't like square stuff. I just like the round clock. It looks like a real clock, not a square. But, it just seems to sit right. And, I know they can do both the same things, but it's just the way the watch looks to me that makes it more appealing than having that big square sitting on top of my arm.
See, I didn't think
like
of
a wafer. Look like a cracker.
See, I never thought of that because, it does sit higher, but I appreciate the way it sits higher because, to me it looks better, but I never thought about it. You have to buy an extra piece to put on the watch to protect the crystal on it and everything, whereas on the Samsung, it has the bezel on it.
It has a bevel to protect the glass underneath.
Right.
So if you hit it, you'll hit the side of it. You won't break the glass. So
I will give that.
That's
Samsung.
a good feature.
Yeah, but I still see. I have a Movado watch just because I like Movados, but it's the same thing as the Apple.
That's called high class right there.
It will still hit it, but functionality, depending on what kind of phone you got going. Since he has Samsung to Samsung, it works. I have Samsung to Movado, so it works. But I have different watches, smart watches. All Movados, but they go to the Samsung phone.
Oh, Movado only work with Samsung phones. They don't work with Apple.
It works with Apple as well, but it's more with Samsung. It'll work a little bit better.
There we go. That's my point right there. There go my point.
Because Apple have all the little things that you have to go through them.
Yes,
so they don't like you using other stuff.
Yeah, they are territorial, and that's the reason why I'm going to keep my Samsung watch.
So I have to look into the Samsung watch because the Samsung, if it looks a little bit more classier or more, I like.
Oh, they look pretty good now. Have you seen the latest ones?
No, I haven't seen the latest ones.
They almost look like Apple watches. They still got that bevel of protection, but they have mine is kind of old. So, but the newer ones are really great. They really are great. Now I want to buy one, but I can't afford it right now. But I'm gonna have to wait. Mine still does its job. And I think the new Samsung watches you have, it actually has a phone inside of it, if I'm not miscorrect or not incorrect. And you do not have to have your actual cell phone with you. You can just make phone calls with the watch. If you leave your cell phone home, you can make phone calls with the watch by itself. That's what my understanding is.
Well, yeah, I think they putting that on most of them now. But, so you have the Samsung, and you have the Apple, then, of course, Movado. There are good watches, but that protection on it, out the box, Samsung would probably be the best way to go because right out the box you're protected.
Right, because if you have a tendency to bump in your arm into things, that Apple Watch is going to be gone
Same thing with
But
Movado.
Movado, they don't have
'Cause
protections on them, huh?
No, because when I had it on my wrist and clamp it on there, and I went to get my badge for work, and I had it on my hand, so I did like this to get it on. And when I did this, it slipped up my hand, and as soon as it hit the ground, man, the crystal just and it chipped,
Ooh,
ruined
ooh, 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 ooh.
Price wise, we talking price wise because we didn't talk price.
Yeah.
The Samsung was what three? Well, how much?
Yeah, they're running. I bought mine. I bought a old one, so it was a little cheaper. But I think they're running around close to about three something, maybe
Okay.
less than three.
And same with Apple. Apple might be like $100 more or something like that because there's 102, little more with an Apple.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why Apple want to charge that much, but
Yeah. And Movados, they start off if you want to get the best edition of the Movado watches. They're big. I like the bigger because you can see it better.
Mm-hmm.
Those start off at $700.
Ooh,
So
ooh,
$700 to $900.
that hits the pocketbook real hard.
Yeah. So you can understand my disdain for when the crystal crack.
Mm. And they don't replace it for free. They make you buy another one.
I had to buy another one.
Oh no.
See, I made a mistake though. I told my wife it chipped. And then a couple weeks later, she saw that it wasn't chipped anymore. And she's like, I thought I said it was chipped. So I had to tell her I bought another one. And then, of course, that's the argument. I shouldn't have said nothing. She would have never known. See where honesty gets you?
Oh, boy.
So, anyways, out the box, we give it to Samsung. Price-wise, Samsung.
And you can't fix them once you chip the crystal on a
not
Movado. You can't go in there. They can do a little heat and kind of stretch the
tried.
glass out and pull it back over, and
And I had one burnout on me because I used to keep it plugged up all the time, and it burnt out. And even that, they said get the new generation. I didn't want the new generation. I like the original because the original was bigger. But anyway, we're not gonna hold you any longer.
No, we won't.
That's our views on the smart watches.
Yeah, stick with Samsung.
Let us know what you think and what is the best smartwatch you've ever owned.
Yeah.
And that is it here from the F&G Show.
The F&G Show.
Over a glass of wine.